It all started one crisp morning back in Oak Ridge Meadows, when I heard this go-doffel buzzing right outside my window at 6:45 a.m. Turns out, it was Susan Hargrove, our HOA tyrant, wielding a chainsaw like she was auditioning for a horror flick, hacking straight through my brand-new fence to carve out her personal shortcut to the community pool. I bolted out there in my pajamas, heart pounding, yelling, "What the hell are you doing, Susan? That's my property." And she just smirks over the roar, chainsaw still revving. "This is for the greater good. Alex, your little barrier's blocking community flow, and as president, I'm fixing it." I whipped out my phone, started filming every splinter flying, because in that moment, something snapped and meant just the fence, but this deep, boiling rage from years of swallowing BS, and I knew right then I wasn't letting this slide. Oh no, this was the spark that lit my revenge, leading me to buy her damn house and turn it into a barking dog haven that'd drive her nuts forever. Let me back up a bit. Paint the picture for you. I am Alex Thompson, a freshly divorced mechanic pushing 40, just trying to glue my life back together for my twin girls, Lily and Mia, these spunky 9-year-olds who deserved some stability after their mom bailed for greener pastures out west. I scraped together every dime from side gigs fixing old trucks to buy this cozy split level in Oak Ridge, a tidy suburban spot with about 50 homes, mostly working folks like teachers and nurses, low HOA dues that promised parks and peace. At first, it felt like hitting the jackpot. The neighbors were gems. The Patels next door baked us welcome cookies laced with cardamom that made the girls giggle, and old Mr. Jenkins across the street swapped war stories while I renovated the place, slapping up a sturdy wooden fence around the backyard to keep the kids safe while they chased butterflies in our new veggie garden. That fence, man, it was all legal, surveyed down to the inch, set well inside my line. But here's the kicker. It blocked this unofficial path Susan and a few cronies had been tromping through for years, cutting across what used to be wild grass to shave 2 minutes off their walk. Susan Hargrove, oh boy, where do I even start with her? She'd been lording over the HOA for 7 years, this self-proclaimed queen bee married to Victor, a slick attorney who handled all the legal stuff, cruising around in her shiny black SUV with vanity plates screaming, "HOA boss." She wasn't just entitled. She was a force, the kind that made folks whisper behind closed doors, fearing her wrath over the pettiest things. Our first run-in, barely a week in, she knocks on my door, all saccharine smile. "Alex, darling, we're so thrilled you're here now. About that fence, it'd be neighborly if you added a gate for easy access. It's tradition, you see, keeps the community connected." I chuckled at first, thinking she was joking, but when I said not politely, mind you, explaining it was for the girls' privacy, her eyes narrowed like daggers. "You'll regret bucking the system, newbie." Next thing, a bogus violation notice slaps my mailbox. $250 fine for obstructing communal pathways, citing some phantom bylaw that didn't exist. I dug in, spent nights poring over HOA docs at the kitchen table while the girls slept, coffee going cold, realizing it was all smoke, her way of flexing power because my fence bruised her ego, born from this deep-seated control freak vibe, probably stemming from her own messy past. Victor hinted at once, like losing a family farm or something that made her cling to every inch of authority. Things escalated quick, like a snowball turning avalanche. Susan called an emergency HOA meeting without the required notice, trying to rally votes against me, but I showed up armed with printouts, exposing her procedural slip-ups, and anonymously slipped flyers under doors quoting real rules, whispering, "Is this leadership or bullying?" She hit back harder. Tickets on my work van for unsightly parking, anonymous calls to the county inspector claiming my shed was a hazard, even letting her yappy terrier, accidentally, mark my mailbox daily. Noise complaints to the cops when the girls laughed too loud playing tag. Cops showed up twice, apologetic, but it wore on me, this constant drip of harassment chipping at my sanity, making me question if uprooting the family was a mistake. But then, neighbors started opening up over backyard beers. Mrs. Lopez shared how Susan fined her for cultural clutter over her Dia de los Muertos altar, saying it scared the kids, pure racism veiled as rules, and Tom down the block got slapped for his pride flag. All because Susan's grip on power fed her insecurities, her marriage to Victor crumbling under his affairs, turning her bitterness outward. I installed cams everywhere, attended every meeting, logging it all like a detective, feeling this fire build inside. Not just anger, but a quiet determination to protect what was mine, for the girls who hugged me tighter those nights, sensing Dad's stress. The chainsaw morning? That was the tipping point. I'm out there, phone shaking in my hand as would chips fly, Susan yelling over the engine. This eyesore's coming down. Alex, safety first. I dial 911 mid-record, voice steady but seething. Officer, get here quick, destroying my property. Cops roll up, lights flashing, and Officer Ramirez, bless him, takes one look, shakes his head. Ma'am, step away from the tool. This ain't your call. Susan flips to victim mode, tears welling. He's the aggressor. Officer new guy stirring trouble. But my footage seals it. He advises charges for vandalism. And as she's cuffed lightly for the report, I uncover the rot. Victor's firm was skimming HOA contracts. Dues jacked up 200% with zero upgrades, all funneling to their pockets. Neighbors pieced it together. Retaliations hit hardest on folks like the Lopezes, Hispanic families she'd targeted subtly, her prejudice bubbling from some old grudge against outsiders invading her perfect enclave. Eleanor, this sharp retired librarian, steps up with paralegal chops, digging files, and we hold secret meetings in my garage, whispers turning to plans, this sense of unity blooming amid the chaos. The big twist hit like lightning. Turns out Susan's sprawling lot was meant to be communal green space, illegally sold back in '92 by a shady developer her dad knew, a skeleton she'd buried deep to hoard power. We voted in a packed community hall, tension thick, go nuclear with lawsuits, buy her out fair or compromise. Fair buyout won, $200,000 from reserves we'd clawed back, but Susan lashed out wild, suing me for defamation, smearing me in local papers as a troublemaker deadbeat dad, hiring PIs to tail me, even approaching Lily at the park with creepy advice about her unfit father. It went federal when we tipped the FBI on civil rights violations, her stalking crossing lines into hate. High noon came at her arrest. Feds swarm her McMansion at dawn. Victor pale as a ghost, Susan screeching, "This is a witch hunt, you'll pay for this." Trial was a circus, revelations of her bipolar swings, pill addiction fueling paranoia, over $100,000 siphoned for spy cams on us all. Victims testified, not vengeful, but raw. She tore our community apart, but we're rebuilding stronger. Sentenced to 2 years probation, $150,000 restitution, forced relocate her house. We bought it, turned it into a vibrant community hub with swings and gardens, a fence fest, yearly where we toast to boundaries, literal and not. Life flipped after Oak Ridge thrives now, pro-management in place, playground buzzing with kids' laughter, my girls blooming, even starting a little romance with Sarah from down the block, this single mom who baked pies during the fights. Susan, word is she's in Montana, sober, blogging about mental health and fair housing, a twisted redemption arc that makes you wonder if villains are just broken folks. Me? I run workshops on HOA rights, stressing solidarity. Documentation changed me deep, from lone wolf to community anchor. But here's the thing that lingers. Was my revenge too far, turning her home into a dog park blaring barks at her memory? Or was it justice served cold? What do you think, right or wrong? Drop your take in the comments. Share your own neighborhood nightmares. Hit subscribe if you want more real tales of triumph over tyrants. And let's chat about how communities heal or fracture.